So next up, we have Heather Andrews. She owns a local insurance agency here in Southwest Florida, and she had a lot of really good input on, different types of insurance and what you'll need in Florida and what can save you a lot of money. So here is Heather Andrews. So Heather, if you could please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your company too.
My name is Heather Andrews. I own the Andrews Insurance Agency. We are a full service insurance agency in Florida. We can do anywhere in the state of Florida. We do in-house servicing. We have over 60 carriers, and we can get you a quote within 24 hours on a business day. And our main thing is to help you understand your quote and what you're getting, and you're not just buying that piece of paper to give to the mortgage so you can buy a house. We want you to understand how you're covered and what will happen in the case of a claim.
Nice. And so for someone who may be out of state or buying a home for the first time in Florida, if they're watching this, what are they most likely to get as far as insurance goes?
So if you're buying a home for the first time, you're going to get homeowners insurance, which includes wind and hurricane, which a lot of people ask if that's included in Florida. I always include wind in all my quotes. And that includes an AOP, which is all other perils. You're also going to get flood insurance if you are in an AE zone. It's required by your mortgage company. If you're in an X zone, it is not required, but it's very affordable and we highly recommend it. But it's your choice if you'd like to have it or not. And usually those are the two. And if you're moving in, you also need auto. We always warn people, don't get sticker shocked with the auto down here. It is a little bit more pricier than the other states, but we make sure to shop and find you the best possible quote that we can.
Nice. And if I'm not mistaken, the policy you might get is going to be dependent upon what you're using the house for. If that's correct, could you go into that a little bit more?
Correct. So a lot of times we just get, can I get a quote for this? Well, there's many different quotes. So you have your primary and secondary, those are HO3s. You have your DP3s, which is a home if it's rented out. And then there's different policies for annual, for weekly, and for monthly. So those are all different policies. And if you have an HO3 and then you decide to rent it out, you will not be covered. So you always have to make sure you have the correct policy. The more information you can tell us about how you're going to use the home, the better we are to insure it properly. So you have to let us know so we can insure it the correct way.
Nice. And I know there are a lot of different things in Florida that are unique, like flood insurance that they're going to have to account for. And a lot of that has to do with the home inspections. Could you talk a little bit about how those two are connected and how it may affect your price as far as insurance is concerned?
Absolutely. So the main thing that we are looking for when we need a quote is if your home is 40 years or older, and some carriers 30 years or older, you must have a 4-point. A 4-point is an inspection that's going to tell us how the 4 main parts of the house are and how they've been updated. So what condition they're in and if they've been updated. So it's going to be roof, AC, electrical, and plumbing. So a lot of times we always have to know have a 4-point before we can quote, because we have to know what age the plumbing is, because a lot of carriers will not accept plumbing over 40 years old. We do have plenty of carriers that can, so don't worry about that, but that's going to get us in the right track. Also with a 4-point, it's going to tell us the condition of the roof. We don't want to insure you and then you get canceled a few days later, or actually a few months later, because the roof has curling or granular loss and things like that. So any home over 2006, we recommend a 4-point to make sure that you don't get canceled down the road, and we put you with the correct carrier. There's also a wind mitigation. A wind mitigation is showing how the roof is connected to the home. You have your clips, your nails, your second water, all this goes into discounts. With the wind mitigation, even if you have an older home and we see that you have a wind mitigation, you're gonna get some of the discounts if the new roof's been put on. But also we can see if you still have toenail, we're going to recommend that you go to Clips. It's very affordable and it's going to save you about $1,000 a year. So the first year you make your money back. So these are some of the things that we can help make sure that you have the most affordable quote with these inspections. Lastly, if you're in an AE zone, you pretty much have to have an elevation certificate. We can quote you without it, but with an elevation certificate, you're going to get the most affordable quote out there because a lot of the homes are raised and we want to show that it's raised, and we can do that with an elevation certificate. So even though you're in an AE zone, a lot of people think, oh my gosh, it's going to be so expensive. But if your home is raised properly, it's actually quite affordable. So we want to make sure that we are ensuring you the most affordable way we can. And to do that, we have to have those inspections. So you're looking at a 4-point, wind mitigation, and if you're in an AE zone, an elevation certificate.
Could you talk a little bit about how having updated doors and windows, such as hurricane doors and windows, that may provide the house a little more protection? Could you talk a little bit how that could affect the price of the insurance?
Absolutely. So when you get your wind mitigation, it's also telling us how the roof's connected to the house. It also is going to tell us what hurricane protection you have around your home as well. So if all of your windows and openings are hurricane protected, you'll get a discount. A lot of times people are like, I'm going to put all new hurricane windows in, and that's great, but it has to be every single opening, including the garage, the doors, and the little bitty windows on the skylights as well. So if all of those are hurricane protected, you do get a very good discount for those. We even have some carriers that will not insure at all unless you have those. But like I said, we have plenty of carriers. We can definitely get you insured, but our goal is to save you as much money as we can. So if you have either hurricane windows, shutters, the tarps that are hurricane resistant, or any other hurricane protection that has a certified sticker on it that the inspector can take a photo, and it's every opening, you do get a very good discount. And it is the way that we apply it is on the wind mitigation. So it has to have a wind mitigation to apply the discount.
Thank you so much. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, I think that's it. One of the biggest things though right now is ever since COVID, it does take a lot longer for us to bind things, and a lot of things have to go through underwriting. So we always recommend that you quote your insurance right after you get your inspections and bind as soon as you can. Also, with hurricane season coming up, if there is a hurricane, everyone always talks about the cone, but the cone is an old tale because now if there's a hurricane out there, a lot of carriers will just shut down altogether. So please get your insurance bound as soon as you can, because if that hurricane does come, you're safe, you're bound. So we want to make sure we get you insured properly, correctly, on time, and not delay the closing. So if you can get us everything we need as soon as we can get you bound, taken care of, then no one's waiting on you or us. So thank you.
Awesome. And how can we reach you? How can someone watching this get a hold of you?
So there's a few ways that you can get a hold of us. You can call us at the office at 941-779-6589. You can email me direct at heather.andrews@theandrewsinsurance.com, or you can go on our website at theandrewsinsurance.com. You can fill out a form to get a quote, and all your information that you need is right there, and we'll get you a quote back the same day.
All right, guys, that wraps it up. The most important thing I wanted to stress is that this is just the beginning. These people have all made themselves very available for you to call. We've left all of their information below. If you're watching this on YouTube, I will include each one of their names and all of their contact information as well as their websites below. Just check that out in the link. If you're watching this on our website, it will also be below. And I can't stress enough, please reach out to these people. They've made themselves available for you. They want to help you. And this is just the beginning. Please do not hesitate to call me, contact Gary. We would be happy to work with you. There's a lot of things we can do remotely. All the agents here are doing, FaceTime or video showings to kind of get the ball rolling and help you out in this market. So thanks for joining us, and we can't wait to speak with any of you directly.